From the car, yes, what are you doing? Well, I learned that having one particular asset on the boat might actually help me to get a bit more in control. And I will keep you posted on what it is, because we are about to buy it at the store where I come with a lot of pleasure and a lot of pain, because they have too much nice stuff. Welcome back to another episode of Sailing Wind Rose. So yes, I was on my way to the shop where I could buy some additional goodies for the boat. I bought a bullet tally where they actually spliced an eye on, which I think is good. Bought a life vest, which I needed because my old one was due. And I bought a life raft. And that I don't need for the Markermeer or the IJsselmeer. This episode is all about telling you where I do need it for and how we're going to get there. So, I'm all ready. I'm tucked in next to the really hot stove and myself. So, let's see what the plan actually was back then. So, in 1430 days, we're going to set sail to clearer waters. We don't know where we're going yet. It might be around on the East Sea, or maybe even Mediterranean or Atlantic, or even further, we don't know. Well, we didn't know back then. Sasha decided not to join me for good reasons. So what is been decided? That you don't like sailing. Which is perfectly fine and rightfully so. If you don't like it, it is not something to like easily, I think. So we're going to think about plan B. We then became me, and I decided I needed to test solo sailing. I tested it by going solo with friends for 2 weeks in the Netherlands on a round around Noord-Holland. Prepping for a 2-week sail. Starting off with Jacco and my son Steph, and then after that I'm on my own. So. And after that I still wasn't very sure, but I was encouraged. Yesterday I had a super day. Today I'm a bit, I don't know. I'm doubting a lot. But I think I should not draw conclusions before I actually processed it, because it's so fucked. I like this. I like this. And with this, I mean the game of sailing. I genuinely like the game of sailing. It brings me out of my comfort zone. It brings me a new experience. It gets me off the digital grid, because you cannot do anything else but sail the boat. And it gives you time to contemplate, and I really, really like it. And having had some time to contemplate, I decided I was going to go for it and actually bring the due date a little bit back forward. So now, in 151 days, I'm going to go sailing for about 3 months. Extended period of time, 3 months in 151 days. Now you might say, well, that's quite random. 3 months? Why 3 months and not 4 months or 6 or a year or your life? Well, there's sort of 4 good reasons for that. The first reason is that I think I can arrange 3 months with my work relatively easily. I have to stretch it a bit, because the summer holiday normally takes like 2 weeks, and now it's 3 months, so 2, 3, not that big of a difference. The second reason is that I want to be able to oversee the impact on my family. Being away for a year is like very complicated. Being away for 3 months is still complicated, but not that complicated. So, fingers crossed. The third one is that it will definitely enable me the experience of being away for a longer period of time and detaching from work, from home, from your routines, from everything. That normally takes 20 days. So being away for 3 times that amount of time and a bit longer, I think is okay. And last but not least, I'm just a human being like you and me. I have to earn my money, I have to work, and this is the most financially viable option. So yeah, it's actually quite simple in that sense. So Jan, if you have 3 months, then where are you gonna go? Well, it's actually a good question. It's the same question I asked you, tubers. And the consensus in the feedback was probably around the Atlantic. Yes, but no. And I think for a good reason, because 3 months and around the Atlantic is possible if you're a good sailor and you have like a Vendée Globe boat, but I don't think it is very practical if you're a sailor like me. I'm just not quick enough, I'm not experienced enough, and I don't feel comfortable enough, so I'm not gonna do that one. Then maybe the Mediterranean, because it's warm and you also have the nice blue seas. But you also have the Gulf of Biscay, you have whales, or killer whales as they call them these days. You have the Strait of, where is it again? Very small, windy. And then you have the Mediterranean Sea itself, which is sometimes a little bit expensive. So then what's left? Well, what's left? The most treacherous water in the world, the North Sea and the Baltic Sea. Yes, that's convenient. And holiday starts like when I leave. Very handy. So, but then what are you going to do on the North Sea and the Baltic Sea? Well, that is a very good question, and I'm glad you're asking, because there are quite a few things you can actually do. Let's take into consideration that I really want to test one thing, and that is, how is it to be on a boat for a longer period of time, let's say 3 days, without seeing any land? Discussed with Jacco, my good sailing buddy, and he said, let's go to Stavanger. And I thought that is a pretty good idea. Why? Because if I really like it, from Stavanger, I can actually cross to the Shetland Islands on my own, and I could go down via the east coast of England and coast hop my way back down to Lowestoft, where I can then cross again to enter IJmuiden. That's the first option. The second option is that I go to Stavanger, that I like it, but not necessarily enough to do that on my own and continue that longer stretches option. So I could go coast hopping to Sweden, to Denmark, to the Baltic Sea, and then if I would want to, via the Kieler Canal and the German and the Dutch Wadden, back to Vlieland. And then there is the third option. Let's say for whatever reason, wind, crew, my own confidence level, I'm not fit for the job. We could also go the other way around. Go via the Kieler Canal to the Baltic Sea, cruise around there, maybe go up, maybe go on and go to Norway and then go down. Okay, well, that actually sounds like a good plan. I have to agree with you on that one. I really like it. It's feasible. It's within reach. Already next year. I'll learn a lot. And it is an amazing scenery to be there. Norway is great. Sweden is great. Denmark is great. Germany is great. The Netherlands is great. Everything is great. Well, I'm exaggerating maybe a little bit. But what I want to get out of it is what I can get out of it by doing it this way. And that's why I think it's a good plan. If you have a comment, please leave it below. If you liked it, leave a like. And if you haven't done so, hit subscribe. Next episode, we will be closing the season with Friends and a guy that likes motorboats. So I'm not sure if I can convince him. And we will start prepping for 2023. So hope to see you next time. Hope to see you back at Sailing Wind Rose. And together, we say goodbye. See you later, boys and girls. Cheerio. Cheerio. So you understand your neighbor a little bit better.
I do. I see the appeal.